All right. We are the independent 88.5 FM for all of Southern California and beyond, if you will. Katie Pruitt is on the other screen here. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well. First of all, where are you? And
I'm
where
in
are you?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, at my house. It's like a little third room that turned into a studio, aka a room where I hang my guitars up. But
I love
yeah,
that. And
it
AKA the room
works.
where the magic happens,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
imagine, right?
yeah.
Was the record Expectations recorded originally, I guess maybe demos or something in that very room?
No, it actually wasn't.
Uh-huh.
Just recently, we had a third roommate, so I just recently turned this into kind of a place in my house where I could go. But before that, I didn't really have that place. It was just like my bedroom.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, demos were actually a lot of the demos were recorded at my friend Mike Robinson's place, who is the producer of the record. Yeah, I just met up with them and would play them ideas, and they turn into demos, and then eventually we're kind of starting to make a record, aren't we? Like, and
Yeah. It's
yeah,
amazing. Well, my home studio is my bedroom. It just works out that way. But thankfully, the radio station hasn't missed a beat, and we are broadcasting from our home studios. I never imagined in my wildest dreams that we'd be doing it like this, but we're
yeah, me
doing it.
neither.
You know,
Me
half the
neither.
time I'm not even wearing shoes or socks. That's the good thing. That's the luxury of working from home. You know, and I don't think
Right,
when it's all said and done, I don't think we're why even pay the overhead of some office space when we could have been working remotely this whole time?
right.
Nevertheless, yeah, I digress. KatiePruitt.com is the website. I've been telling people that it's important to support performing artists. The gig economy is a term that I recently learned, and it's the people who work at the independent venues and these artists who are now not able to tour. I've been telling people, go to the website, buy the merch, the t-shirts, buy some vinyl, anything you could do. Yeah, a little bit goes a long way. So you've got the t-shirts, the vinyl, you've got some patches and posters and handwritten lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
handwritten
how does that
lyrics.
work?
I just write out the songs and I try to do little like, colorful decorations on it. They're like very amateur drawings, but I try to personalize it as much as I can.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's definitely a personal touch, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's appreciated with all your fans out there. You feel like this thing is just in overdrive with the release of the Expectations album, and do you feel like you're on an upward trajectory as an artist? And it probably feels pretty good right now.
Yeah, it does. And it doesn't. Like if cuz for the past 2 years I've been touring solo and opening for, all these artists on their headline tours, thinking like I'm going to go out and do the same thing when I release mine, and that's been like put on hold. I think eventually I'll be able to do it, but it's, I so much crave that like in-person interaction with music. It's like I need it. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. So it
Yeah,
is at times kind of hard to like really tell if people are listening or care, or and then then I'll read like really sweet messages that people send me like on social media, and that's great. But there's nothing like a room of people filling up in because your name's on the bill. And so it's
yeah.
like it doesn't replace that, but I can definitely feel the love through my phone, which is not where I want to go to feel connection, but it's all we've got right now. So
So, what were some of the artists that you hit the road with and opened up for recently?
um let's see, I Langhorne Slim, I went out with him like last October. The Wood Brothers are probably the most recent band that I went out with in December. And then like before that, Rustin Kelly,
Awesome,
who became one of my good friends. This
awesome.
Canadian artist Donovan Woods, who's great. For
Hmm.
some reason, it was all men, always dudes, but it was great. They're super good, and it was cool
And,
to like watch how they did things. And learn, you know?
Yeah, I imagine so. Rustin Kelly's been to the radio station a handful of times already. We love his
Cool.
brand of dirt emo, if you will.
Yeah, at first I was like, what does that mean? Like, what are you trying to do
Sure.
here? And it caught on. I feel like just everything that guy does, just like he like, if he believes in it, and he, you know, other people will too. So
Yeah.
that's one.
No
Yeah.
kidding, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you learn something from just about everybody, almost.
you
So,
do.
so you had a bunch of tour dates and you had to scrap them,
Yeah.
like your own
Yeah.
tour. Yeah. And
Hmm.
were you in the position where you could pick who you wanted to open for you?
Yeah, I actually, William Prince, who's an amazing, he just made a record with Dave Cobb. He's so good. His record came out, I think, in March. And then Trey Burt, we were just talking about Trey Burt. He was supposed to come with me as well.
Dude, yeah, that would have been
Yeah, it was going
amazing.
to be so fun. And we actually had them on the rescheduled dates, but unfortunately, I don't really know if they'll happen still. I mean, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be in the fall, so we'll see. But I haven't
Uh,
even, honestly, I haven't even like posted about it, or really. I just don't know. So I don't want people to go buy tickets if I'm uncertain if I'm gonna play or not.
Sure.
So
Yeah, yeah.
kind of weird.
Trey mentioned, and a countless number of artists have been taking to the internet, doing some live streams. Have you gotten in that game quite yet? Some artists are a little apprehensive because oftentimes the sound quality like isn't great. You know?
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not. And you can't, and you don't have
Unless you're
headphones.
like a tech whiz, I guess.
Right. What I've been doing lately is like I'll pre-record the live stream and like run a session on Pro Tools. So I'll like try to get my mic set up and everything, and get the audio at least to where it's like, okay, I feel good about this, and then kind of match up the, so it's still a live performance. Well, it's pre-recorded, but so I've been doing that somewhat. And then yeah, on Instagram the audio isn't great, and neither is Facebook, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've been doing it a little bit. I think it's important to like feel like you're playing a show, but it's not the same, obviously. But
Yeah, there's I know you see it. There's a lot of it going on right now. Oftentimes an artist will have their virtual tip jar going right there, you know.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you are originally from not Nashville, right?
yeah. I'm from North Atlanta,
Right.
Georgia.
And in your formative years, if you will,
Mhm.
what was more or less the catalyst for you getting into music? Were you singing in church, or I actually read that you did some musical theater as a
That
youngster?
was that was definitely the catalyst. I think. I think singing has kind of always been, you know, in me. Like I've loved. I just love like belting out notes in front of an audience, and that hasn't changed. And then I kind of latched onto the guitar, like high school era, and
What
then
were some of the productions that you were involved with early on doing the theater thing?
Um, we did like showcases of like Wicked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let me see what other productions was I in. This play called Seussical. It's super cheesy. It's like based off of Dr. Seuss. It's it's embarrassing. I would never want anyone to see that play. Um, but you know, like the music was fun, and trying to think what else was I in. I was in
That's
Beauty and the
awesome.
Beast. I don't know. You
Yeah,
know,
that's cool.
just.
I was dragged to a lot of performances, with
Mhm.
my younger sister who really was really into that. Uh, not so much anymore. So,
Yeah.
picking up the guitar, you said that happened more or less in high school. And did your musical taste change? Were you listening to um, punk or emo or some, alt
Yeah.
country, and you said, you know what, I want to rock?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I like, okay, so you know like how in some high schools being a theater kid is like the cool thing to do. That was not the case in my high school. So I was like in this position of transferring from being like in Catholic school and in eighth, like from kindergarten to eighth grade. So when I transferred to high school, I didn't really know anyone and realized theater was not cool. So I was like, okay, that's not how I'm going to make friends. So, so I kind of just like picked up the guitar and, you know, learned some Green Day songs and
Right.
kind of went from there. Um, I still listen to
Incredible.
music. Yeah, I still listen to musical theater, but I had this one friend, Teddy, who like, he would make me CDs for my car. because I would like take him to school every day after we would like wake and bake. And, you know, that's kind of where I was like turned on to like Nirvana and Radiohead and kind of the cool bands that I feel like that music and that, you know, Jimi Hendrix. It's like I had listened to Jimi Hendrix, but not to that level, you know. Like the first time I heard Castles Made of Sand, I was like, what the fuck is this? And why have I been sleeping on this, you know? So yeah, he introduced me to a lot of like music that I listen to now.
And then when you went to college, I mean, you studied music in college, right? Or
I studied
I read that you got a scholarship for music.
Yeah, I got a songwriting scholarship. Like I just turned in one of my songs to BMI and they picked me somehow.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did one of those songs make it, or the song that you gave to BMI, is that on the full length record out now, or?
It's not on the full length.
Yeah.
It's called Ordinary. It's on this like live EP that I put out before the record. And I was gonna put it on the full length, but I felt like it didn't really have a place on there. I just wanted to tell like a very specific, you know, chronological story with the record. So I don't know, it might be on the next thing I do, or it might just stay the live version and that's it, you know.
So that EP that you're talking about, that was self-released, and can people get that now, or is that sort of the long lost secret EP?
No, it's on Spotify. And honestly, a lot of the songs that are on the record are also on that EP. But some aren't, you know. There's like probably a couple that didn't make the record.
You mentioned the Expectations is chronological.
Yeah, so, somewhat. Like I was trying to tell sort of like a evolution, like a story, you know. And some of them, when I say chronological, like some of them were written. Like the first song on the record is probably the oldest song that's you know on the record, but it's not necessarily like, you know, chronological in the times that I wrote it.
Right.
Mainly chronological in the way that I'm trying to explain the evolution of kind of like coming into my own. And
so this is your life story. I mean, is what you're talking about here. Life experiences. Yeah. This is you.
Yeah. Completely. So
that's incredible.
I wanted to get that across, I think, most of all, you know. So I think the order of the record was like really, really crucial to like the story that it tells.
Well, we've been playing Expectations for a number of weeks now, if not months, and it just sounds so great. And we're happy to play it. You know, if we could introduce our listeners to your music through that single, then you know, that's what we're doing.
Awesome.
There's some videos out right now, Loving Her video and Expectations video as well. Who came up with the concept for the Expectations video? I feel like it's a very relatable sort of video, you know.
Yeah, we wanted it to be like similar to like Dazed and Confused kind of vibe, like Breakfast Club kind of vibe. I mean, because especially that last verse kind of about, you know, all those years of like bad test scores, like being stuck in school and feeling like somebody's telling you what you should be and, you know, how you should be. And then you kind of realize that like no one knows and no one knows but you. So yeah. I don't know. We honestly, I just thought it would be fun to like get together with a group of my friends and fuck around in a high school for for a day, pretend to be a high school kid again. So
that's pretty cool. Would you say that your music is rooted in folk or country or rock?
I don't know. I would say that like I'm inspired by a lot of different genres. So I think I get classified as like Americana a lot, mainly. Well, there are a couple songs I think on the record that are folky.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't classify like Expectations to be an Americana song. Like I was kind of drawing from like Courtney and Barnett vibe, you know.
Yeah.
For that one. Yeah, I don't know. I think what I wanted to do for the record is just like have a wide range of musicality, you know, on it. So, but yeah, I guess like folk rock. I don't know.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned Courtney B. She's one of the best lyricists of our day. You know what I mean?
So good.
You know.
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
So what are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? Are you seeing people? Are you you got food in the fridge? And what are you doing to pass the time while in quarantine?
I've been doing a lot of videos recently, like with just to feel like I'm playing with people again. Like I'll send my band, you know, like a new song or something, like just a guitar vocal, and then they'll kind of like add stuff on. So I've been like recording from home and, doing covers with my friends just to kind of feel like, okay, I'm part of the community still, even though we can't really hang. And I have been kind of doing like backyard hangs, like 6 foot happy hour type things,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if it's nice weather. But this week kind of has been shit weather, so we haven't really seen many people.
I've been in such lockdown, man. No backyard 6 feet hangs for me or anything, and I think I'm going a little crazy, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know like what's chill, and when I say that, I mean we haven't been doing it that often, but when it's nice weather and we can be distanced outside, I don't feel as bad about it. But I there is this like inch of guilt where I'm like, why is this bad? Like, are we gonna get it? Like, it's just so ambiguous. You don't know. So I'm trying to kind of walk the line between like, okay, what's gonna like let me see people but not break the rules. Like, I'm not trying to break the rules. And
sure, and you don't want to get sick or get anybody sick.
No,
No,
of course not. That's the last thing I want. I just miss people, and I know.
Yeah.
I bet everybody does, so.
Yeah. Do you think that you'll be writing some content on the way to a new EP or a new record when it's all said and done? Maybe writing while you're in quarantine. You said you played some covers. Can you anticipate you releasing some covers?
I'm maybe not releasing. I don't know. The quality like audio that I'm getting in my house isn't like releasable, but maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like I would love to release something as soon as I can. I've definitely got, some half-baked ideas, but some like full songs that I'm pretty certain will make a record, make the second record. So I'm just kind of continuing on that path. And I mean, even just sometimes just writing to not put it on a record, just writing because it feels good, So,
right. Do you find that it's easier to talk about certain subject matter if it's in a song rather than in conversation?
I don't know. Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Sometimes I'm like, I'll have a conversation and I'll be like, oh my God, I want to write a song about that. And then I can't find the words maybe until like a year later or something.
Wow.
And then sometimes it's the reverse effect. It's like, wow, I could never say this out loud to someone, but I just did it in a song.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
kind of like,
wow.
It kind of just depends. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, because I mean, you deal with some heavy subject matter from time to time on the album. Are you a multi-instrumentalist, or is it first and foremost the guitar for you?
It's pretty much guitar. I would love to be good at piano, but I've never owned a piano, which doesn't help. So yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll get like a shitty little Casio and teach myself.
Yeah, right. Maybe when it's all said and done, when the dust settles and we're able to get out of the house, you'll be a piano whiz. You never know.
Yeah.
And then you got an open invitation. So whenever if it does work out, if you're sweeping through Los Angeles, come on through. We could have a live session, do an interview, and
I would love that.
Do it upright. Hopefully, God willing, soon.
Yeah.
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 Anything else to touch on, Katie Pruitt, before we kind of wrap it up here? I'm glad you're a good talker, because sometimes it's tough when some, how artists are. Some of them aren't good talkers.
Right. Yeah. I've had a lot of coffee this morning, so that probably helps. That makes me really talk. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if anyone's listening, just, hang in there. Like, we're all feeling it, but we will make it to the other side of this eventually, and we'll get to hug each other again and, see shows again. And it's, just using this time to kind of reflect and focus on what's important. And I don't know. That's
Well said. So we're taping this because again we've got a lot that we're publishing, and we're doing it 3 days a week. That we have so many. But when we do put it out there, we'll tell your people we got a good relationship and good dialogue with your people,
cool.
and we'll blow you up on socials as well.
Sweet.
You know,
Well,
whether you look at Twitter or not, we'll
yeah.
find you up on
Yeah.
there. You're killing it right now. Congratulations on everything, and be safe. And we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you so much. See
You
ya.
got it. Bye.
Bye.